Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am caking a cute girly Roblox cake. Let's get to it. I'm starting with my figurine because that needs to dry. So I did this maybe a day before I started crumb coating my cake. And I have some white fondant that I have dyed chocolate brown, and I mixed in some CMC powder to kind of dry it out so the figurine is stiff enough to stand on top of the cake. And you see here, I'm just plotting out the shapes that I need to make this Roblox character. Roblox characters are pretty easy because they're literally squares and rectangles. So I have my shapes for the torso, the arms, and the legs, and the hands are just sausages that I bent into like a U. I'm literally off camera, you can't see, but I am looking at a few pictures of Roblox characters on my laptop. So these are going to be the jeans. I rolled out some white fondant, brushed the chocolate fondant with some water, and I am just wrapping it around to form the jeans. I tried to add some texture, but it didn't quite work. You'll see later that I just painted over it with some edible blue paint for some blue jeans. So I wanted a whitewash at first, but it looked tacky. So here I am going in with the shirt. I wanted it to be purple, and I added some texture to it as well. Now you may ask, why didn't you just make the torso purple? I thought about that after I did it. I could have done that. You can do that as well. Here is me going in with an embosser tool that I'll leave linked in the description box below. I just wanted to add some texture to her shirt. So I'm brushing all of the pieces with water before I add the shirt. Now here we go with the raw spaghetti noodles. This is how I attached the hands to the arms. And I added some water just so those will stick. Now through the torso and the arms, I added a bamboo skewer because that is a little bit stronger than spaghetti. But if I can use something edible, I prefer to use something edible. But I needed to use a skewer for the arms because I did not want the arms to fall off of this cake. That would be a travesty. So I also used that same bamboo skewer to attach the legs to the body. Oh, I added a belt too. I needed to cover up that gap between the legs and the torso, and I did that with a belt. I'm going in with a small ball of fondant for the neck, and you'll see over here, this is the head. I didn't like the shape of the head, so I changed it, and I'm using some plunger cutters to cut out her mouth. It was just a circle that I cut in half. I glued everything with water, and I'm looking at Roblox characters and kind of plotting out how I want her to look, adding my own flair with some nice arched eyes, which are just small sausages of fondant that are thinner on the ends. I'm going in with a cute little mouth, and I added some buns. I wanted the Roblox character to have a few little buns at the top. So you'll see that right now. You'll see that right now. I'm adding her buns, which I covered in black fondant, just some layers of black fondant. You'll see here that I'm layering the fondant to give it somewhat of a hairline. I glued everything again with water, and I added some texture with my fondant tool, and I added some little curls, some little drop down curls that I added texture to as well. I went in with the paint, which looks way better to me than the whitewash because this is 2022. So I also went in with some diluted luster dust to give her shirt some shine and the hair too. I love this so much better. It gave it like a little pop. Now on to the cake. So we're crumb coating and layering the cake as usual. This is a vanilla cake. This tier is 6 inches, and you'll see in a second I added a 4-inch tier, so it was a 6-inch and a 4-inch, which serves about 20 guests. I'm going to let my cakes chill in the refrigerator while I decide to work on the rest of the accessories, the accents. So we're moving on to the gray brick. You can't have a Roblox cake without bricks, right? I mean, I don't watch or play Roblox, but I know there's bricks involved. So I have a brick texture mat that I am using to texture some fondant, and I'm gonna cut out like some tapered, what is tapered accents. I don't know the technical terms, I just know how it looks, okay? I'm an artist and I'm not a human thesaurus. That was super sarcastic, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm going in and making some trees, which are just logs of the chocolate fondant, the same chocolate that I used to make my figurine, and I'm adding a ball of green on the top, and I used some raw spaghetti to stick them together. So I let those set up. I use CMC powder for those as well, just so they would be nice and firm before I added them to my cake. And here I'm going in with some flowers. This also is a plunger cutter set, or I use plunger cutters, but this is an embossing flower tool that I use to add some texture, some visual interest to my flowers. I will leave this along with my other tools and supplies in the description box below so you guys can pick those up if you like. On to the name. So I've done this on several videos before, but I literally just Google Roblox font and I take a screenshot of the letters. You know what? This time I went to dafont.com, D-A-F-O-N-T, and I typed in search for Roblox font. So I'll try to leave that website down in the description box below, but I usually use that website. And I screenshot the name, so you can enter the name into the website in the font that you choose, and I screenshotted that, printed it out, and I'm using that as a stencil for my letters and the number. So this is fondant that I have rolled out pretty thinly, maybe to like a 1/16 of an inch, and I've let it sit out for at least an hour so it starts to form like a crust, and that makes it so much easier to get the letters cut out without all the frays and the pulling that fondant tends to do. So that's a little, a little quick tip from me to you if you do decide to cut fondant letters out. So here we are going in with the drip. I didn't want the cake to be plain, so I added a little drippy drip at the top, and that's just fondant that I am using an X-Acto knife to cut some squigglies out of. It's nothing complicated. I'm using my fingertips to smooth out the frayed ends, and we're going to bring out our cake. This is the star of the show. I'm stacking my cake using a 4-inch board to kind of guide my bubble tea straws in the right place. I'm sticking those in and cutting them level to the top of the cake. And I'm gonna go in with a bamboo skewer because this cake was traveling. I didn't want the layers, Lord Jesus, the tiers to slide, so that helps with stability. And I'm going to continue to plot and plan and figure out where I want these accents to sit. I never really have a concrete plan. I just kind of want some stuff on the cake and I add it as I see fit. But I do love the way this cake came out. It's one of my favorite cakes. If you like it as much as I do, go ahead and hit the like button. That would help me out so much. And if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. I drop a new cake video every Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.